Good afternoon and welcome back to the park. I'm Jaron.
And I'm TJ.
Today we'll take a look back at the Super Bowl as well as look ahead to NBA All-Star Weekend, and Butler women's basketball reporter Mark Surhoff spoke with star player Rachel McLemore. But first, Claire will take a look back at Butler men's basketball this past week.
Thanks, guys. The Butler men's basketball team took on their Big East rivals, the Xavier Musketeers, here in Hinkle Fieldhouse last Friday night. Hinkle was completely sold out, and the home crowd was roaring for the entirety of the game. The Bulldogs' leading scorers of the night included sophomore Jaden Taylor with 20 points and graduate student Manny Bates with 19. Taylor was later on named the Big East Player of the Week. Xavier shot 60% in the second half to overcome Butler's 15-point first-half lead. The Musketeers shot 46% for the game. Colby Jones led Xavier with 17 points and 8 rebounds, while Jack Nungy added 14 points and 8 rebounds. The Bulldogs held a double-digit lead for most of the game until the last emotional 30 seconds. During that time, graduate student Jack Nungy grabbed a loose ball with 23.4 seconds left and called a timeout Xavier didn't have, which resulted in a technical foul. Taylor sank both free throws on this call, but the Bulldogs had to keep up their fight after a three-pointer from Nungy, with 15 seconds left of the game, that made the score 66-65. Taylor made one of two of the free throws, then mistakenly fouled Solly Boehm near midcourt with 9.1 seconds to go. Boehm made both free throws to tie the score at 67. Afterwards, Eric Hunter Jr. darted to the open basket as two Xavier defenders chased after and knocked the ball away from the basket. A goaltending call on this attempted dunk by Hunter brought the Dogs to lead by 2 points, with 2.5 seconds left. Boehm attempted to chuck the ball across the court for a possible 3 points, but was unsuccessful. Chaos ensued as fans swarmed the court in celebration of the Butler Bulldogs upsetting number 14 Xavier. However, the Dogs couldn't keep up the momentum once they went on the road. Butler traveled to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to play against the Villanova University Wildcats on Tuesday night. The Bulldogs' lead scorer for this game was sophomore Jaden Taylor with 20, which is a point higher than his last high-scoring game against Xavier. Taylor was on the court for the entire game and was part of only 6 Bulldogs that took the court. Grad student Manny Bates scored 12 points for the Bulldogs and 9 rebounds for the night, but was then benched for an undisclosed injury in the last few minutes of the game. Villanova is not the strongest team offensively, but the repeated turnovers from the Bulldogs allowed them to climb ahead. Senior Wildcat Justin Moore scored 15 points and graduate student Caleb Daniels with 13. Brandon Slater slammed a dunk towards the end of the game to round out his score of 8 to close out the game for Villanova. The Big East standings after these two games put Xavier in second, Villanova at 7th, and Butler at 9th, above DePaul and Georgetown. Butler's next game is Sunday, February 19th at 3 p.m. in Hinkle Fieldhouse. That's all that I have. For Butler 360 Sports, I'm Claire Runkle.
Thank you, Claire. Hopefully we are trending in the right direction. Now to a feature with the women's basketball team featuring Mark.
Thanks, TJ. The Butler women's basketball team is currently in a turnaround season after hiring a whole new coaching staff and getting new transfers in the portal. They are currently 9-17 overall, 4-13 in the Big East Conference, and are currently on a 2-game winning streak. Some familiar faces from last year have been playing well, but the key contributors have been the newcomers in the transfer portal. Let's take a look at one of the most productive players yet so far for the Bulldogs, Rachel McLemore. Rachel is a graduate student who played 4 seasons at IUPUI. Rachel has been a really important part of the team's turnaround this year after only winning 1 game last season. This season, Rachel is averaging 11 points per game while shooting 40% from the field and the 3-point range. Last night, she put up a game-high 21 points in the narrow win over Georgetown at home, where they won 58-56. She made the game-winning basket with only a few seconds on the clock to secure the victory. She has been a leader on this team since the moment she got on campus. Her high character, her ability to be a game changer on the court, and her effort in the classroom is exactly what Butler represents. She has the ability to put the defenses on their heels with her creativity when attacking the rim and consistency knocking down a 3 from outside. We caught up with Rachel and talked about what it's been like playing at Butler with her former coach at IUPUI, Coach Parkinson.
It's been an awesome experience. I grew up in this area, so I always wanted to come to Butler, and the people and like the athletic community and just the people that live near Butler, like everyone's so welcoming and nice, and it's a big basketball school, so it's fun to be a part of and try to get the women's basketball in the direction it should go. It definitely makes it a ton easier when you have the same coaches that you love playing for and that you know are great people and care about you, and Coach Parkinson's really helped me become a better player in person. I just love to be in the gym and getting up extra shots, and also the offense that Coach Parkinson runs, and the ball's always moving and he's getting me easy shots, and teammates always getting the ball in my hands for like a good shot. It's really just like that unselfishness where we all make each other better that is what makes it so easy for me.
We'll be keeping our eyes out on Rachel for the rest of the season and looking forward to the Big East tournament. For Butler 360 Sports, I'm Mark Surhoff. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mark. The women's basketball team will be back in action against Xavier on February 21st. Now to our NFL analyst, Tyler, to break down the Super Bowl.
Thanks, guys. Football fans around the world were glued to their TVs on Sunday as it was finally time for Super Bowl 57. The Eagles and Chiefs faced off in what is already being labeled by many as an instant classic. Both teams got off to a hot start, but the Eagles, led by Jalen Hurts, jumped out to a 21-14 first-half lead before adding 3 more to go up 10 at halftime. Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes re-aggravated his high ankle sprain in the first half, and things were looking bleak for Andy Reid's squad. They would need huge plays in the second half to turn the tide, and that's exactly what they got. Rookie running back Isaiah Pacheco continued his strong playoffs as he ran in a 1-yard touchdown to bring the game closer. After a slower third quarter, things picked back up in the fourth as Mahomes connected with Kadarius Toney for a 5-yard touchdown. This wouldn't be the only big play the new receiver would make, as on the very next possession he returned an Eagles punt all the way down to the 4-yard line. 3 plays later, Mahomes would connect with rookie receiver Sky Moore for the touchdown to take an 8-point lead. The Eagles struck back quickly after a deep pass to Devontae Smith set up the Jalen Hurts touchdown and 2-point conversion. Hurts' 3 rushing touchdowns in this game tied Terrell Davis's record for the most in a Super Bowl. Looking to take the lead on their final drive, the Chiefs drew a controversial holding call on cornerback James Bradbury to set up a game-winning field goal with 8 seconds left. This became the Chiefs' 3rd Super Bowl win and the 2nd under Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes added to his trophy collection as he walked away with Super Bowl MVP. The Chiefs will look to become the first team to repeat as Super Bowl winners for the first time in 20 years. But first, they'll take the time to celebrate. For Butler 360 Sports, I'm Tyler Etchison. Now back to TJ and Jaron.
Thank you, Tyler. What a game that was. Now going from the NFL to the NBA, we had the NBA All-Star Game coming up this weekend. On Friday, the celebrity game will be played as Team Ryan will face off against Team Dwayne. On Saturday, we will have the Skills Challenge, the 3-point contest, the Dunk Contest, and the Rising Stars games. And on Sunday is the NBA All-Star Game. The 2023 Skills Challenge will be teams of 3 this year, with 3 teams participating. The teams will be Team Antetokounmpo with Giannis, Thanasis, and Alex. Team Jazz, which has 3 Jazz players, Walker Kessler, Jordan Clarkson, and Colin Sexton. And last is Team Rooks, a team made up of all rookies with Paolo Banchero, Jabari Smith Jr., and Jaden Ivey.
I believe Team Jazz will take home the Skills Contest trophy due to their overall versatility. Being made up of 2 guards and a forward, their team is the most prepared for what is entailed in the contest.
In the 3-point contest, the participants include a bunch of new faces, but also have a bunch of younger players looking to make their name in the 3-point shootout. Damian Lillard, the all-star point guard of the Trailblazers, who has been in the 3-point contest before, is one of the only real familiar faces in this year's contest. The other contestants include Jason Tatum of the Celtics, Kevin Huerter of the Kings, Tyler Hero from the Heat, Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield from the Pacers, Julius Randle from the Knicks, and Lauri Markkanen of the Jazz.
The potential winners I see here are either Damian Lillard or one of the Pacer players. Lillard has been in multiple contests, and his veteran status might help him with being the pressure of making as many shots as possible in a short amount of time. However, both Hield and Halliburton have been some of the most consistent shooters this year, and if they can translate that consistency into the contest, they both have a real shot at winning.
The Dunk Contest, one of the most anticipated activities of the All-Star Weekend other than the actual game, will have 4 brand new faces, and something is happening that has never happened before. The contestants this year are Trey Murphy III of the Pelicans, Kevin Porter Jr. from the Rockets, Jericho Sims of the New York Knicks, and for the first time ever, a G League player in Mac McClung, a superstar viral dunker in high school and college, who is currently on the Delaware Bluecoats, the affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers.
I honestly think that Mac McClung will win the dunk contest and make history. While his overall game might be lacking, his ability to dunk the basketball is as good as anyone else in the NBA.
The past few All-Star games have been drafted instead of the classic Eastern Conference versus Western Conference, so we'll go over the players selected from each conference.
The players nominated from the Western Conference are all great choices for the All-Star game. The starters, LeBron James, Luka Doncic, and Nikola Jokic, are all MVP candidates, and John Morant and Lauri Markkanen are all-star level players this year, both the leaders of their teams. The West's bench is seemingly equal to the East's. However, Damian Lillard puts them over the top, having his best season ever this year.
For the East, outside of team captain Giannis Antetokounmpo, they will be made up of starters Joel Embiid, Kyrie Irving, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Kevin Durant was also selected as a reserve, but will not play due to injury and was replaced by Pascal Siakam. Tyrese Halliburton will making his first appearance, and other notable names on the reserves include Bam Adebayo, Jaylen Brown, and DeMar DeRozan.
That's all we had for this episode. For everyone at Butler 360 Sports, thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week. I'm TJ.
And I'm Jaron.
Thank you for watching.